Yeah, so I can go into a little bit of the history of pancakes. It originally started by a family up in Oceanside around, oh my goodness, it's probably about 10 years ago. Their son just had it in him. He needed to go and like help people. He came downtown one day and he said, oh my gosh, like there's a need, I need to do something. So him and his family, they came out and they decided they were going to make waffles. So they started making waffles and then they realized, hey, pancakes is way faster. So they switched over. And then, as many of you may know, Oceanside isn't just right up the road. So they were looking for somebody to help out with it. So they found my good friend Will Tate, he went to USD, did his master's there and everything as well. And so then I linked up with Pancakes over 4 years ago. And then Will's had to since then step down, and then I took over and I said, Alex, you're coming with me. And so we have created Pancakes Serving Up Hope. It's just been something, but a couple of years ago, I think we integrated into the school more. So we've been working with the Change Making Hub on campus, a lot with JC, with Dr. Williams, Dr. DeConnick as well. And so pancakes originally started off as waffles, switched to pancakes, and it's kind of gone from there. Alex, you want to add anything?
Yeah, so once we kind of brought it to the school, it's kind of taken off with our campus life. Everything's gotten a lot more attention, and we've seen a lot more volunteers come out, and as well as just participation within the USD community, which has been really cool. And so I think I started my freshman year, so about 3 years ago, that's when I got to meet Amory and Will, great people. And so we've been kind of working together ever since. And so since Will was about to leave and he was finishing up his master's, I helped bring the club to campus originally as just like a club, even though we were already an organization off campus. And that was to kind of get a little bit more funding. And this past year is when JC helped us fully integrate pancakes and get it like adopted with USD into the Changemaker Hub. And so now we kind of have a little more legal and just higher up support from everyone at USD and the community, everything. And it's been really cool so far. And we have a lot of cool things we have in store, but I think we're going to talk about just like exactly our values and everything we do with pancakes right now. First, yeah.
So with pancakes, essentially what it is we literally just go downtown onto K and 14th Street, and we set up grills on the sidewalk, and we have a line of people down the block, and we stand there in community with others, and we just flip pancakes. And then they sit there, they see us make them, we talk to everybody. Everyone gets a bottle of water, and then they get two pancakes to begin with. A lot of people hop back in line, but it's pancakes, butter, chocolate chips, syrup, any fun things we have that week, we can offer them as well. And so that's pancakes essentially. But we do have 4 pillars that we base everything around. So the first one is agape love. And so we just like to go downtown, clear our minds of distractions, and just be present, to just be there, to be that unconditional love for everybody that we come across. The second one is to bridge the gap between those who are privileged with homes, careers, and education with those who are underserved in our community. And so a lot of us, we all come with something. Just by being in college, we have some resource. We all can provide a resource to others. And so we like to be able to bridge that gap and be that missing link, essentially. The third one is to create a safe space for 2 to 3 hours. Pancakes is every Saturday morning. It starts around 9:30, wraps up typically always by noon. But we do see people of all ages, every walk of life. We see veterans, we see kids, we see families, just a lot of people come through the line. And so we just like to create a space where everybody is always welcome, everyone feels safe. I think anybody who's come to Pancakes could easily agree and say that Pancakes is a community. It's not just a random spot you set up and just make food. It's everybody comes there and knows what they're going to get, and they know that they're in community with others. And then the last one is to seek transformation. So we know that us alone, we can't solve the issue of homelessness, but we like to partner with agencies that already exist who can help those in need get back on their feet. We've also partnered with Health and Human Services. They've come out before, they've done Hep A shots. Like I got my Hep A shots on the sidewalk downtown for pancakes one Saturday. We've had flu shots in the past. Other groups as well have come out. The Travis Manion Foundation has come out before. More as of late, we've been partnering with the Sigma Alpha Gamma military fraternity. They've been coming out and they've been providing meals with us, also hygiene kits, hygiene supplies to those in need as well. So that's kind of what Pancakes stands on and what we do. You want to add anything, Alex?
Yeah, I think like a big part about when we go downtown, at least when we were more easily able to interact really closely with everyone down there, was our consistency and our sense of community we got to kind of bring towards the people we get to serve every week, and especially just all our like volunteers that come regularly, as well as the people we see regularly down there that really love to just help us out in any way that they can, and creating more of a sense of home and community with all the other people we get to see in line. And a lot of that has also become from like music and just how we're able to interact and be like so personable and share and hear stories from everyone. And I think that's like probably one of the coolest parts about Pancakes. There's obviously the great need and service that we're able to provide for everybody, but I think I think as Will said once, right, our biggest part in Pancakes is just humanizing the people we see down there, because of how dehumanized they get as a group of people who've been experiencing homelessness from the greater community, and making sure that they know that they're like still one of us, and we can like really interact just personally and just learn so much from everybody. And so, yeah, I think we can kind of talk about a few of the things we want to kind of start doing with Pancakes, especially moving forward now that we have all this support from the school, as well as like what our kind of future plans are. And so since we've been growing so much, I think we get like a few hundred new volunteers or sign-ups every year at the Alcala Bazaar. We kind of want to be able to use our power and our influence that we have on campus to be able to touch more people. And so I think Amory, I, and JC have kind of been talking about trying to expand our Pancakes or our Serving Up Hope within other communities around USD, not just downtown. And so the pandemic kind of put a damper in some of the big plans and how we can actually gather groups to do these things, but we're really trying to kind of expand our reaches and see where else we can put our volunteers in, so that we're not just like having one volunteer day on Saturdays every week, but something that can be, like have something twice, 3 times a week that people can go to if they can't make it the one time on Saturday. And so I think that's like a big part of what we're trying to expand towards. Yeah, do you have anything else, Amy, about that?
Yeah, no, it's pretty much just off of that. One of the big reasons too that we want to find these other avenues to have volunteers at is because we can only have so many come with us every Saturday. We've had just this past year, there were over 400 student volunteers that came to Pancakes. And so that alone, we only need technically around like 12 people each weekend, but we'll take up to like 20, 25 just so folks can come down, get the experience, can just come out there and make a difference. But we have so much interest that we just want to get us out in other avenues. There's a church up the street on Linda Vista that serves a meal every week that we want to get some volunteers up there. And just like Alex was saying, it's just finding new avenues to expand Pancakes so that everybody who has one day a week where they can do something, it might not be a Saturday, but they can go do this other aspect of giving back as well.
Definitely. And yeah, like we've all like I'm sure maybe Dr. Williams and DeConnick have shared, but we've kind of tried our best to like partner with them and their Urgent Challenges Collective as well, to kind of help spread not only our cause and our values that we hold at Pancakes, but an overall awareness of people experiencing homelessness. And I think that's one of the bigger issues that we kind of face, is just people don't realize exactly what's happening downtown. And so I think a lot of what we're hoping to keep doing this upcoming some partner more with, and kind of in any way we can, using our volunteer base and everything to kind of help spread that message and idea that these things are happening and like this is what we can do about it essentially. And so yeah, a lot of things have been happening, and we have a lot of one of the bigger things that I'm helping work on is a website, and so we've just updated our Pancakes website. I don't know, we can maybe like put the link in the chat or something if anyone wants to go check it out. But with all the huge like movements and all the things going on, we like wanted to kind of take our time to create like a space that kind of highlights the difficulties in the like with police brutality, with especially the people we see experiencing homelessness and those in the Black and minority communities that are widely populating the homeless community downtown. And so we kind of worked with some of the orgs like BSU and stuff on campus to kind of create a space where people can kind of share their stories, as well as kind of read some stats and get some and become a little more educated on those subjects on our website and everything. And so we're kind of trying to integrate our website into just bigger things, as well as how people can interact with us and the community. And so especially in like a time right now when we can't like face to face see everybody, it's kind of cool that we're trying to make our website something that people can still get that personable experience. And hopefully we're going to kind of start gathering more stories that we can share on our little blogs we have set up there too. So
Yeah, and I just want to touch on since the whole we can't be in person. So right now with COVID, we unfortunately aren't able to set up the table, set up the grills, and make pancakes. We have any given Saturday 150 to 200 plus people come through our line. And so we've been doing it for so long that they know we're there, but we can't have everybody spaced out. It just isn't realistic. But we also, due to the regulations and everything going on right now, we can't just set up and make pancakes. So what we've been doing is every other weekend with the military fraternity, we've been partnering, and we'll go to Restaurant Depot, we'll buy all the supplies that we need to make bagged lunches. And what we've been doing that, we originally started off with like McDonald's, and we go and we get 200 like McDoubles and McChickens, and we would go down and just pass those out. But right now we've been pretty much every other weekend, still trying to do what we can to provide, because people do still need a meal. Like even though we're all in a pandemic, there's still people down there. I remember at the beginning of this whole thing, I said, I wonder what it's like downtown. Are they doing anything? And then my friend and I said, you know what, let's get some stuff. And so we got some burgers and some water, and we headed downtown. And I got down there and said, I have never seen this many people before. And they were just the need is just always there. And so we've been trying to do every other weekend at least to get out there and pass out food, because they did put folks up in the convention center, but there are so many other people who are just out there on the streets in tents, just on the sidewalks, that just need a little bit of help and a little bit of love each week from us. So that's kind of what we've been doing in the meantime, as we try to make a plan for how this upcoming semester will look for pancakes as well.
Can I ask you a quick question about that? Just what are the rules in terms of, like, if you go down there, I've seen people go down and maybe just have pizzas in the trunk of their car and have people come get pizza. I mean, so is it legal? Is it okay to give people bags of food?
So they haven't stopped us. We've had plenty. The police come up to us and they talk to us. Some have honked at us and waved, said thank you. We haven't run into any issues, mainly because we're just walking and passing out. We don't have folks actually in a line standing there in close proximity. As well as when it comes to like the actual, for us, it's a little bit different from other groups, I should say, because we're actually out there cooking the food in front of others. It's not like we're in a kitchen and we bag everything up and go that way. And so for us, it's a little bit different because we can't guarantee that everything's as sanitary given the circumstances. And so for us, we're kind of on the end of it, waiting until we get some sort of clearance to be able to go back out. But right now, just with the group size limitations, we can't even do that because our volunteer groups are bigger than what we're even allowed to be gathering in groups right now.